Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay, great. So by the time Manpreet joins, we'll just have engaging talk theme why we started this series or what's the motive behind this. So I believe we have around 11 viewers. So just give me a thumbs up if you're able to hear me or no. Yeah. Okay. So I so how is your Saturday afternoon going, everyone? I believe you all have had a lunch. I would want you to start texting in the comment box, whatever you feel. We'll shortly start the unplugged talks. And I believe आज विसर्जन है तो सबके यहाँ पे कैसे जा रहा है? Hello, good afternoon, Coach Akshay. How are you doing? Good afternoon, Isha. I see a lot of people joining. I am so excited. Hi, Karuna ma'am. Okay, great. विसर्जन का कैसे जा रहा है? I believe विसर्जन का मिरवणूक वगैरे सगळं स्टार्ट झालं असेल ना प्रत्येक एरियामध्ये? Great. Good afternoon, Aniket. Yes, I can see people joining, and that's great. सौरभ सेज हो विसर्जन चालू झालं. ते हो विसर्जनासाठी होतं की जेवण झालं यासाठी होतं? Okay, Visarjan will be in the evening. Yeah, there are few places where Visarjan is already त्याची मिरवणूक स्टार्ट झाली. I guess मानाच्या गणपतींची मिरवणूक चालू झाली आहे. Good afternoon, Roshni. I am super excited. I can see my friends, family also joining the live. That's really great. Let's keep this session very interactive. There will be a lot of questions that I will be asking, and I would want you guys also to add few questions if you have any. Big fan from Pune, Akshay sir. Great sir. I am a fan of your workouts and I think High Rocks के लिए जा रहे हैं लोग कल. So I wish them all the very best for the High Rocks. I guess tomorrow है ना? It's tomorrow. So we have a team from WildFit going for High Rocks. So big fan of that team and wishing you all the best for that. Yeah, so what more? I can see people joining and joining. That's super exciting. You guys are going to rock the high rocks tomorrow. What new? How is the day going? Saturday है सबका Saturday chill जा रहा है या फिर you have a lot of work? Just comment it below. Yes. Eagerly waiting for this live interaction between Manpreet ma'am and you. Yes, we will have Manpreet on board in next 2 minutes because I believe NIBM में there was Visarjan ka Miranuk and that is why we are getting late. Busy Saturday says Anamika. That's great. So Saturdays are mostly busy for the nutritionist. That is what I believe. So how many counselings, Anamika, from today morning? Thanks for wishing us for High Rocks India. We will feel you. Great. Two counselings. Okay, great. I think Manpreet is joining. Can you? So let's begin. So a very warm welcome to everyone to the first episode of WildFit Unplugged Talks with Subhashini. And I am super excited that WildFit has got this series for all of you. It is going to be real, raw, and relatable talks over health, fitness, and nutrition. And it is very simple that what we have in our day-to-day lives is going to be a topic that we will be discussing on so that we all have real stories, practical solutions, and straight talks. So I would want you to drop your questions in the comment box and then we move ahead. So we have Manpreet over here. She will join in a minute or so. So before that, I'll just give her introduction. So Manpreet is a clinical and performance nutritionist with over 5 years of experience. She's worked with hospital setups and now works with a fitness setups with over 100 plus clinical case studies with specialty hospitals. Moving ahead, okay, good afternoon, Manpreet. I was just giving your introduction, so I'll complete that and then we'll move towards the talk. So, telling about
Fantastic.
Manpreet, she is currently working as the quality assurance coordinator at WildFit, wherein she is transforming a lot of lives, wherein PCOD is her, what we say, specialty. So, over to you, Manpreet. And I also believe one more thing that for Manpreet, nutrition is very important, and she has the agenda to make nutrition more practical and sustainable. So over to you.
Thank you so much for such a warm welcome. Thank you, WildFit, for such a good opportunity. And a very good afternoon to the viewers, a very good afternoon to the entire WildFit team in Subhashini. As Subhashini said today, it would everything be raw and whatever is my real life experience or whatever I do in a daily life or a daily setup, of course, that I will be sharing with you my experiences, how I feel about from what is the stage of beginning to what is the stage that things get to worse or it falls in a negative way, and what is the point that we can control. So yes, I'll be talking about PCOD, PCOS, and of course about the clinical aspects of it. And I would try to keep it very simple so that anyone and everyone who's listening can be very much easily relating to it and can help spread awareness regarding it. So yeah, that's about it, Subhashni.
Great. So how are you doing, Manpreet? How is the day going?
I'm doing pretty well. The day is going noisy, I should say. A lot of noise around. So yeah, but that is
Right.
expected.
That's great. So noise is about the Visarjan Miravnuk and all, I believe. But
Yeah,
okay, great. So
absolutely.
let's begin with the session. So I was just telling everyone ki what is the so PCOD and PCOS is something which is very important for all the females, and there are a millions of females who are dealing with
Right.
this, and that is the reason ki we started this series with this topic, and we have you on board. So let's begin with the first question that I have. So what is
Sure.
exactly PCOD and PCOS? Wherein are both the same or there's any difference? Like कि सिर्फ S और D का difference है या there are major differences?
So सुभाषनी, you guessed it right. सिर्फ S और D का difference सिर्फ word में नहीं है, but has a big meaning. So PCOD is, if I complete it, it is like Polycystic Ovarian Disease, and PCOS is Polycystic Ovarian Syndrome. So there is a vast difference between a disease and a syndrome. Disease is always going to be a single component, a single thing that a person faces, a single issue that a person faces. But syndrome is a complication. It is a combination of two to three issues that any individual or any female can face. So of course there's a vast difference. The biggest difference is not just in the words or in the letters, it's in the meaning itself. Also the big difference is that when we talk about PCOD, it's about that the ovaries produce immature eggs, and that causes a lot of hormone balance, or due to hormone balance, a lot of immature eggs are being produced. But on the other hand side, PCOS is a syndrome, as I said. So in syndrome, it's always accompanied by some other metabolic disorder. Why I'm calling it a metabolic disorder? Because metabolism is disturbed. Metabolism runs upon hormones, and if hormones are disturbed, it could be any kind of hormones. It could be menstrual hormones. It could be the hormones that control our sugars, that control our energy. If they are disturbed, we get into the metabolic disorders. So, for example, it accompanies with PCOS, accompanied with other metabolic disorders along with hormone imbalance. So that's the big difference between both of them. But we often take it as PCOD and PCOS are kind of similar, but it is not.
Okay. And which one do you think is more severe, or what I believe is that there is a first stage for every disease and disorder, and then it turns to a syndrome. So can you give an explanation or an idea about this?
Okay, so what makes it different is like PC when a person is facing in the initial phase a hormone imbalance is there. That is the stage when any female is in a PCOD stage. And when it progresses to a syndrome, of course, when it is a issue that is combination of 2 to 3 issues, it becomes a complication, and it is something that you have to not just deal with one hormone imbalance, but deal with 2 to 3 issues all together and help simultaneously help in the quality of life or improving on the daily processes of life. Because these hormones contribute on a daily level in our body's functioning and processes. So of course it affects on a very negative level, and PCOS, that is something that is called as a syndrome, is much worse than PCOD, that is a single disease.
Okay. So PCOD is more common and it is less severe as per your explanation. And when it gets
Yeah,
more worsen, it goes to a metabolic disorder and then more severe hormonal imbalances, which is less
right.
common. Okay.
Right. But then it is very difficult for people to even guess out if they are in a PCOD stage. Of course, if they
Mhm.
get, test for it, then definitely they get to know that they are in a PCOD stage. But sometimes the people cross PCOD stage and then they actually reach to PCOS syndrome. Most of the clients, then turn up with actually a syndrome thing, and then PCOD part is missed on, or the hormone imbalance, that phase is missed on.
Okay, so they directly get alarm जब वो पूरा complete syndrome पे reach हुआ होता है.
Yeah.
Okay, so here only, can you give an idea what are the symptoms of the first stage that is we consider as PCOD कि कैसे कोई भी female को समझ में आ सकता है कि is it only if it is irregular periods and is that only PCOD or there are more symptoms to this?
So, PCOD symptoms could be very common, like sudden weight gain changes that female experience, sudden mood swings, irritability, cramping, irregular menses, which increases like 35 days. The cycle goes on to 35 days or more than that, and kind of getting inconsistent very frequently and not once in a blue moon. So that are some of the symptoms that can direct you that something is or some glitch with the hormones is happening, or a person facing issues like excessive hunger, excessive cravings. Facial hair is one of the indication that we see. Of course, symptoms like weight gain is most of the common, especially in the abdominal area, I would say that is most common. So these all symptoms actually indicate that a person is heading towards hormone imbalance, and if not corrected, it can end to adding on to more issues.
Okay. And then what we have is polycystic ovarian syndrome or the ovaries पे जो cyst होते हैं. How does that
Yes.
start? Like,
Okay, so cysts are nothing but they are the immature eggs, I would say. So in
hmm,
PCOD, PCOS, what happens is the eggs are not maturing enough, and that is the reason there is at a point the female does not get menses, because the mature eggs are only released, and if the eggs are
hmm,
mature, the ovaries won't release it. So the ovulation phase, that is the releasing of eggs, does not happen. So cysts are
okay.
nothing but the fluid-filled sacs which are there in the ovaries. It could be in the PCOD as well. It could be seen in PCOS cases as well. So those are the immature eggs, I would say, which are called as cysts.
Okay. Understood. So we do have one more question coming in. So that says ki, why do you think there are so many females they have or they get PCOD or PCOS?
Okay. So, the biggest reason is lifestyle. Lifestyle, I mean, is sedentary lifestyle. People have hectic jobs, 13-hour, 14-hour, 12-hour sitting jobs. In that hectic schedule, they can't manage their diet. They are not able to function well with their diet, or they don't actually have a clear idea of how a balanced diet should look, how a good diet should look, how a diet should be balanced in enough nutrition, not just protein, carbs, and fats, but the other micronutrients. So that is, these are some of the reasons. The most important reason is stress. So the lifestyle that we carry nowadays is a stressful lifestyle. So a lot
Right.
of cortisol hormone, that is a stress hormone. Poor sleep. People are actually not able to get enough of sleep, and that disturbs the complete recovery of the body. That disturbs the complete harmony of the body, because in the resting phase, body recovers. Most important is whatever chemicals that we use on our body in form of the cosmetics, harsh cosmetics, heavy cosmetics in form of creams, lotions. They are one of the contributing factors. Whatever junk food that we eat, the unhealthy part that we consume, that the chemicals there in the food colors, the preservatives, the packet foods, the greater the shelf life of a food, the harmful it can be to your body. So these all factors are contributing to the PCOS, and we see a very, fast rise in the PCOD or PCOS cases nowadays.
Right. And what do you feel is the one golden rule that people can apply in their life and manage their PCOD and PCOS?
For the one golden rule for me is I keep telling all of my clients also, be very careful of what you put in your body and what you use on your body. So use as
Right.
in whatever external you apply, and whatever you put as in whatever you eat. So be very much careful of what you eat and what you use. Think 10 times before using any artificial things, any high chemical things. So it's not, I don't recommend that you don't use certain things, but of course the choices could be better. The options could be better. There are many options available, but be very cautious of these things. That's the golden rule for me.
Right. What you put into your body and what you put onto your body is very important. That's important for both, I guess, male and female. It goes for everyone. So that's a golden
Everyone.
rule of life from Manpreet. So we do
Yeah.
have next question coming in. Um, yeah, एक second. So, how about what is your thought about the OC pills or the hormonal pills that are there? Like there is a lot in the market and you get a lot of varieties and we see a lot of females going up for that.
Right. So what are the OCP or hormonal pills? Basically, they are nothing but the hormones that we already have in our body. Just we are not able to balance it well. So that can be a temporary solution, but not a permanent one. Permanent solution means fixing your life and making it a way of life. Because the lifestyle that we follow, that is not a normal lifestyle that should be followed. A normal lifestyle is something that is sustainable, that comes with complete balance. When you are balanced with your lifestyle, of course, your hormones would be directly balanced. So OCP pills are a temporary management of the condition, but it cannot be the permanent cure or permanent solution for such, such issues.
Okay, and pills की बात कर ही रहे हैं, तो what is your opinion on supplements? That is the first thing. And what supplements do you recommend when it is all about hormonal imbalances and PCOD, PCOS? Is it a necessary?
Okay, so as I told, pills are not necessary. The same way, supplements are not necessary. Why supplements come into picture? Supplement, the name goes itself. It is used to supplement you. If your
Right.
diet is sustainable and balanced and enough of nutrition is coming from your diet only, you don't actually need any kind of supplements. Supplements are given in a scenario when the body is in a negative balance, considering any particular nutrient. So if any particular nutrient is deficient in your body, of course, you will have to give extract of it. So for example, if your body is in a calorie deficit, your body's requirement is 1500 calories per day in terms of calories I'm talking. So 1400 calories you are taking, 100 calories still missing. So that gets added to the next day. So that becomes a negative balance for that entire day or for that one day.
Okay.
So it goes same with the supplement. supplements are something that is added to complete the negative balance that we had during some months or some years of following an unhealthy pattern. And they are not a necessity, and they are only added if and when required, but your complete life cannot depend on supplements. Yes, but some of the supplements that are advised is, I would say, zinc. Zinc supports the hormone, the hormone production. The other supplement could be vitamin D. Vitamin D is again one of the supplements that supports your hormones or enhances or is involved in many reactions of production of hormones. And we can consider it as a raw material for most of the hormones, hormone building. Then it is chromium. Chromium is one of the important nutrients in terms of getting it added to PCOD clients. PCOD PCOS clients actually show very much good results when chromium is added. It helps to decrease the androgen levels. The hormones that are our normal hormones which are getting converted, it has actually helped or interrupting the reaction helps us to get in control the androgen levels. So these are some of the certain supplements which are very much important: vitamin D, zinc, and chromium, which I definitely add to my clients.
Okay. Thank you so much for the list. Also, I had one more doubt. Abhi, chromium is a mineral, which is also a supplement that helps in diabetes. And are diabetes and PCOD, PCOS related? Because again, insulin sensitivity is something which also is a symptom in these two conditions.
Right, right. So, everyone, like each issue is linked to others. So, suppose PCOD is one of the issues that has come up, the hormone imbalance, I would say, is one of the issues that has come up. If it's not corrected, it gets aggravated to gaining weight, or it could be the either case that a female is gaining certain weight and then falling into hormone imbalance. It could be that way, or it could be the other way. Along with that, if
Right.
the weight is gained, of course, there would be insulin resistance, which will in future, some years down the line, take any individual into diabetic, because insulin resistance is the beginning symptom of diabetes. So if a person is experiencing insulin resistance, they will have certain kind of symptoms that the body gives to indicate that it has insulin resistance. And if we fix it there and there itself, it will not progress to diabetes. And if we don't, of course, it progresses to diabetes. So they are related, but if that is corrected, we can of course get back on the issues, and we can prevent into
Okay.
getting into diabetes.
Okay, so they are interlinked, and somewhere lifestyle management for diabetes also works the same for the PCOD, PCOS. That is what I understood from what
Right.
all you just said. Okay,
Agree.
moving ahead, I've heard a lot about seed cycling that is there. Like, there are a lot of reels, there are a lot of researches on seed cycling. So, how and what is your opinion on seed cycling? Have you tried using that on any of your clients?
So to be very honest, seed cycling is something I really believe on or rely on, because seeds are nothing but the natural foods or the organic food that we have with us. But its importance is unnoticed, and we do not actually rely on these kinds of methods. The easy
Right.
thing goes as a quick. But seed cycling is something that can be used as a medicine or as a therapy in fixing all the hormone imbalance. So
Hmm.
it's always told that use food as a medicine. So we can use these seeds as a medicine to balance hormones. So it's generally in the
Right.
first 14 days, like first to 14 day, that is the follicular phase of the menstrual cycle. Pumpkin seeds and flax seeds are to be added in the diet. In the next
Right.
15 to 20, that is the luteal phase of the menstrual cycle. Sesame and sunflower seeds is to be added. The quantity, if it has to be used as a medicine, the quantity and the way you take it does matter a lot. So generally, my recommendations are 1 tablespoon each, and it should be roasted and ground. Once it is roasted, the spoilage is reduced, the shelf life is increased, and of course, it enhances the nutrients in it. And of course, roasting also, breaks down the cell and gets some more nutrients added to it, and the absorption becomes much better. So again, these are nothing but the nutrients that you're talking about in the earlier question, that you should be adding supplements or no. So these seeds are nothing but rich in nutrients. So if I take pumpkin, pumpkin is rich in zinc and magnesium. And if I talk about sunflower, it's rich in selenium. That are actually the nutrients that we add directly from supplements. If we consume a natural food, and if a natural food is
Right.
actually helping to give the nutrients, then it's well and good. It's best.
Correct. So that the statement what you just said, ki food is the medicine. So this is how it works. Nice.
Yes.
So we have four seeds, that is sunflower, flaxseed, sesame seeds, and what was the fourth one?
So, flaxseed.
Right. So these four
Pumpkin.
are right. Sunflower and pumpkin goes, yeah, sunflower and sesame goes together. Flaxseed and, uh,
Or pumpkin
okay,
seed.
I
So
I
I
just
always
missed on
remember
one.
that in a, that's okay, that's okay. Yeah, so I always remember it in a way of PF and SS. So first phase is
Okay,
PF, second phase is SS. You can remember it that
okay,
way, and of course people listening also
right.
can remember it that
PF is pumpkin and flax, SS is
way.
sunflower and sesame. This is such a great acronym that you've been using. Now, this is what I will be noting it down, and I think most of them will remember in the same way, PF
Yeah.
and SS. Great. Moving ahead. So I did hear, like when we were having a small discussion the other day, I also heard that you also dealt with the similar condition. So if you are willing to, I would want you to share your story. How was it, and how were you able to manage it and reverse it?
Okay, so back then in 2019, 20 around, I also experienced these hormone imbalances. I had got tested, I had done the sonography and got into PCOD. So prior it was cyst in one of the ovaries which indicated that there are immature eggs. That time I was studying nutrition, I was just a nutrition student. But of
Okay.
course, being a nutrition student, my base was clear and foundation was clear that fixing your nutritional lifestyle can work upon things. When I did sonography, I was advised to take metformin and the basic that's doctor's advice, but I denied that considering because of course I was a nutrition student and I knew that I can fix it. So after that in 2021 or 22, I like complete year 19 to 21. I had to complete 2 years to just cure myself via, I started 45 minutes of cardio on a daily basis. Then I started with gym. I started with workout. I started with a healthy lifestyle. I increased my protein. I include all of these functional foods in my diet. And in next 2 years, I got my reports done, and where the ovary had one cyst, the one ovary had cyst, then the second ovary had cyst, the cysts were completely gone by 2022. So that was my story. I fixed it myself. I got the reversal myself, and that actually helped me to. Now I am better able to relate when someone comes and says that मुझे hormone imbalance हो रहा है या मुझे कुछ issues हो रहे हैं. I'm able to better relate to them because I fixed myself.
Right. This was so raw and relatable for so many people that you, as a person going through
Yeah.
all of this, and then you get to help people with your story. So you've already experienced it. जैसे बहुत rare cases में होता है, but hats off to you. मतलब you are doing this from so long, and I did also hear
Yeah.
that you've had successful case studies. So can you just walk me through one of it? Which was your maybe critical or a best case study that you had?
Okay, so a client came to me considering basic counseling. I took the basic first counseling. I saw the parameters. Everything was, parameters were a little, required correction. After first session, I got to know that the client, like generally during the sessions, I always ask about their menstrual history, especially like of course the female clients have a menstrual history, like how many days the cycle goes, do you experience PMS or during symptoms, or how does the cycle stay constant, the days stay constant 28 days, 30 days, whatever their cycle is. So I got to know that after first follow-up when I asked about their menstrual date, and they told me that like they are experiencing some imbalances, like sometimes between 30 days, sometimes 35 days, sometimes 40 days. And that is when they also had symptom of craving, like hunger, even if whatever was planned in the menu or the diet, it was not able, like she was feeling more hungry about it, and then had cravings. The insulin was not going down. Little, I would say a minimal or the start of insulin resistance symptoms I was also seeing therein. Then
Okay.
after that, I got to know that the period actually became irregular by the second or the third month cycle, in a form that after it came in 15 days or it got postponed. So that got to me a conclusion that she is starting to face hormone imbalance, and that is when I got her. I started I started seed cycling with her. Till date, the client is with me. It's been 4 months the client is with me, and the 4 to 6 months of the client is, on a seed cycling since we have started. And the client is on certain other functional foods that I actually give in, PCOD or PCOS case. The client is following a sustainable diet and still losing weight. Of course, the weight loss is slow due to hormone imbalance, but there is weight loss because the hormones are getting fixed internally and slowly the body is working to lose the
Right.
fat that is causing inflammation. So that is one of the cases. And I guess the client has lost around 6 kgs in 6 to 7 kgs in last 3 months.
Oh, that's so great. Like, you can't call this as a slow progress then. This is really great. Matlab, with all the hormonal imbalances, the fat loss is going on and she's losing good amount of
Yeah,
it. So that's great.
yeah,
So
yeah.
congratulations to you. Also, you did mention about functional foods. So can you just give 5 functional foods that are helpful in this condition?
Okay, so the 5 functional foods, I add one functional food that is my favorite. I add it to each one of it, whether male or female. But yes, that can be, of course, added into PCOD, PCOS cases is garlic. I always give 2 cloves of
Right.
garlic in every plan that I make. So that is one thing. In terms of herbal teas, I generally rely on spearmint tea and hibiscus tea. I have tried it myself during my own menstrual phase. It works wonders in terms of mood, in terms of in terms of cramps, in terms of the symptoms, relief in the symptoms during the menstrual phase. Spearmint tea actually
Okay.
helps to reduce the androgen level. So this is the third, I would say, spearmint tea and
Mm-hmm.
hibiscus. And of course, seed cycling is one of the most important functional food. The 4 seeds that I
Right.
use, they are just the good fixes for me. And cinnamon. Cinnamon actually helps with lot of insulin resistance that is there. It improves the
Right.
sensitivity. And I've seen it working wonders in the cases who are actually experiencing cravings and hunger. So these are 5 functional foods that I definitely use.
Okay, let me just repeat. If you just tell me if I'm correct. So,
Okay.
seed
Yeah.
cycling,
Yeah.
hibiscus tea is there,
Okay.
spearmint tea is there, cinnamon
Okay.
is one thing, and
Yes.
no, I will not forget the favorite part that you say is the 2 cloves garlic. So, how do you advise to take people the garlic?
So generally, I advise them that they should take 2 cloves before breakfast. They should first crush it and then keep for 10 minutes for the allicin, the functional component of it, to get
Okay,
released, and so that it can work effectively. Because when the cells are broken down after crushing, the effect of the allicin is much better, the absorption is much better, and then
hmm,
consume it after consume it 15 minutes prior the breakfast meal. So it's around a duration
okay.
of 25 minutes that the process goes on with.
Hmm. And this also deals with your inflammation, the garlic.
Exactly.
Okay,
Exactly.
so
The whole
I
and soul of
asked
all.
right. I asked this because there are so many reels on Instagram ki they take garlic, they'll dip in the honey and then they'll eat and then they'll show 7 days ka face change or how there's modification. But no one tells us the science behind that. And I am so glad that
Exactly.
you have been telling us detail pura science kya hota hai, how it activates and how does it help. So really glad that you mentioned about it. Moving ahead,
Yeah.
now we've had 5 functional foods. There will be foods that a person should avoid during this process, right? So, what are the foods that anyone should avoid? Maybe 3 or 5 major foods.
Okay. So I would want to correct you. Not during this phase. Any person should avoid it all the time
Noted.
because yeah, because this is a very, like, these foods are definitely harming, alarming, and giving your body a good amount of negative symptoms, I would say. So most
Mhm.
important is sugar. Like everyone talks about again, but still sugar is most important. Not just sugar, but things related to sugar. So sugar could be in packet or processed foods that we are consuming. Sugar is,
Right.
of course, in the jam, jelly, it's anywhere and everywhere. So every other food that is coming up, if you be very much cautious or if you know what type of sugars, is being put into food, you will know that each food has sugar. So sugar is the big culprit. So there might be people who might be saying कि मैं तो sugar consume नहीं करती हूँ, तो additional sugar कहाँ से आता है? But there would be the other scenarios जहाँ पे biscuits consume हो रहे हैं, जहाँ पे cookies consume हो रहे हैं, जहाँ पे packet and processed food consume हो रहे हैं, जिसके अंदर to preserve it, lot of sugar is being used, lot of sugar and salt is being used. So sugar is one big culprit. Excessive salt is the other second culprit because it reacts same as sugar. So by excessive salt is, it's the additional salt that comes from the, again, processed, packaged food. The salt that is in our daily diet does not harm us to that extent, jitna salt that comes from the, excessive things that harms us.
Right.
Because the salt types is also very much important for us. The sodium that we eat is very much different from the sodium or the salt that is put into a bakery product or anywhere around there. And of course, the food colors, that is one of the biggest alarming chemical that can spoil anything and everything in terms of putting you into inflammation, putting hormone balance, diabetes, heart issues, cancer, anything for that matter. So food colors, which is present in almost every food that we are having, wherever we go, the homes that we cook, everywhere we see that the food colors is the biggest culprit. So these can be three important foods that should be avoided.
Great. Apart from this, anything else, like there are food combinations which help. तो seed cycling एक combination हो गया. और ऐसे कोई combinations है क्या? Suppose for example, there are females or Indians basically, we love our rice. We don't want to quit on our rice. So how do you prescribe or how do you suggest people eating the rice?
Got it. So I tell you one thing, every food is good considering the natural foods that we have, the grains we have, but the only thing is you should know proper way of taking it, proper method of preparation is very much important. Like as I told you, every Instagram reel has garlic, dipping in honey and consuming, but no one says what is the right way of taking garlic. No one tells you what is the right way of taking seeds. The same way, even a grain such as rice or such as wheat is important or can be consumed, but the only thing is that the way or the method of preparation matters. So females who like rice or anyways, that's a staple food, so rice can be consumed in boiled form. So, boiling and removing the starch, that is the best solution that rice can be consumed. So you even go with the food that you like and even that is not adding to the calories in the plan. So generally I don't add brown rice or any other type of rice in my diet because clients are in a zone that they will have to leave rice. They come with that thing that we can't leave rice. The first question is that, will you tell us to leave rice? So the biggest thing I tell is you don't have to leave it. You just have to change the method of preparation and that works wonders in your case.
Great. So boiling rice is the ultimate solution for people who want to eat rice, and rice is not bad at all. It is our staple food. Okay.
Exactly.
And yeah. So what about exercise? So how does exercise help us in these situations?
Okay. So exercise is a way that we move our body and our body is dependent. Like you can consider a machine. If you do not move a machine, of course, it gets rusted. The same way is our body. If we do not move our body, of course, the organs will slow down or stop functioning or natural stimulation जो उनका होता है to produce certain kinds of chemicals, hormones, that will get interrupted. So movement is the big thing that we can suggest in terms of exercise. At least 30 to 45 minutes of exercise per day should be done in form of, either someone does a workout or someone is willing to do a walk, step counting, someone is willing to do yoga, someone is willing to do any flexibility exercises that actually helps them move and actually helps the body's food to get digested and absorbed well. It helps in that way. So it's like not just putting food is important in your stomach, but helping it to digest and absorb well is also equally important in this scenario, or in any scenario for that matter, any person. So it is important that exercise frequently. Yoga can be an additional thing because in case of PCOD and PCOS, generally stress is one of the big factors and lack of sleep is one of the big factors that is always seen.
Right.
So yoga and meditation is one of the things that helps you to relax to a great extent, and the stress, that is the cortisol hormone, can be reduced, and if the sleep is better, the hormones recover, the organs recover, their functioning is good. And in that way, we can, of course, support or enhance the process of recovering out of these issues.
Okay, great. So this is really insightful. I am really getting new ideas also. Ki how can I also apply this in my further journey? Apart from this, do you have anything else to tell about your experience or something that we've missed out on? Anything that is remaining about
Okay,
the
so
topic, what we were,
yeah.
yeah.
Something that I would like to add about the PCOD or PCOS is that, or any lifestyle issues for that matter, don't go for something that is sustainable. Don't go for something that is a quick fix. I would be very, clear on
Right.
that, because there are scenarios where suddenly something has come, some hormone imbalance has come up, and then we go for a quick fix or pill, or maybe a crash diet for that matter, or maybe taking a rash decision in kinds of continuing certain kind of OCPs. So we should not be going
Hmm.
for that. Instead, in case scenarios, we should always stick to something that is sustainable. A sustainable thing would always be easy to follow. Of course, it would take some time for you to adapt it and be consistent, but then definitely once you do it, it is, you should make it the way of living. So one thing is that
Right.
adapt to sustainable changes and make it a way of living if you actually want to manage all the issues, whether it be hormone imbalance or PCOS or PCOD or any other metabolic issues related.
Right. This is
Also, you should be
the
very much,
golden rule.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, this is the golden rule, I would say. And one line I would like to add here, that fuel your hormones and not fool your hormones.
Oh God, that is so nice. Fuel your hormones and don't fool your hormones. So you basically don't fool your body in any which ways. Whatever you're putting in your body and whatever is on your body has to be very important. The choices are very important. This is
Of course.
interesting and this is so insightful. So I think let's sum up the conversation. So what I have got is I have got 2 to 3 golden rules. First is seed cycling. Second is your garlic ka nuska and why the garlic works. Third thing is do think before you put something into your body and you apply. And there's fourth one also. Don't fool your hormones, but fuel your hormones.
Fuel your hormones. Yes,
Right.
exactly.
This is
That can be the takeaway message.
Yes, that is a takeaway message which is very valuable. I'm really grateful that we had you today over the WildFit Unplugged Talks with Subhashini, and great start with the series. I would see you soon. And yeah, if any
Sure.
one of you have any other topic suggestions, please DM us or you can drop it in the chat box. So we'll look into that, and next episode will be most probably one of the topics that you suggest. So, yes, thank you so much for joining and have a great Saturday. Enjoy the Visarjan. And yeah, great. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so
Take
much.
care. Bye bye.
Bye-bye, team. Thank you.
Oh, God.